DC Comics, man. What is wrong? Anyway, all right. So look, Rebirth was good. Rebirth was solid. They got things back on. New 52 was trash. They got things back on track with some of the new, like talk about Detective Comics during the Rebirth. That was solid. Then they just decided to make the same damn mistakes that we know that we've seen out of the other company in Marvel, like kind of repeating what all different Marvel did with their version of Future State. They were telling you they were all in on tokenization of characters, rehashing of characters, and leading with social concepts. They made that abundantly clear on the whole DC, what was that, fandom stuff. They was making it clear that this is the direction that they were going with this. And they've gone all in on appealing to people that simply do not read books. And what I'm about to show you guys, you'd think that this was a joke, but it's not. They're for real doing this right now. But the positive thing that we can see from it is that you can't call me a conspiracy theorist anymore when it comes to dramatizing or whatever. When I talk about this, you couldn't call me that anyway because I've been right, on the approach. You couldn't call me wrong, but, some of y'all are emotional brainlets. When I talk about social justice bullcrap, I'm just being exaggerating all this other stuff. You can't say that anymore. I'm about to show y'all something that sounds like a joke because of how on the nose it is. Let me show y'all something real quick. Some of y'all can't see, so I have to read it. Maybe listening to this after the fact over at 4canonsake.com. So what DC right now is doing is kind of this bracket, almost like a March Madness. And they're trying to figure out which one of these stories that you want to hear. You see that at the top it says JLQ. This is a story that they're considering. It says JLQ. What does that stand for? Justice League Queer. That's not me making a funny joke. That's not me laughing. That's not me saying, hey, haha, look at the kind of being. Nope, that's not what happens. That is exactly what they're doing. And right now it's, because they took this poll on Twitter. People, of course, are already voting for it, and JLQ is in the, not because they're gonna read it, because the people on Twitter don't read books. They just make stand accounts, and they know this is goofy stuff that they just want to exist to say that it exists. They're not gonna read this book because no actual guy that goes to the stores on Wednesdays is interested in JLQ. So what is this? God damn it, man! These guys are fucking. Justice League Queer. I mean, this is what oh my God. The insane people run the asylum. This is what they describe it as. 8 young queer heroes investigate a series of monstrous manifestations around the world and discover that something much more terrifying is coming. So Justice League Queer is Justice League Queer is centered around 8 young queer heroes, right? See, again, that sounds like a joke, right? When people would say, it sounds like the words that we would swap in order for us to define it, just to make fun of it, in a sense that, like, they're just telling you straight up. And if you look at their complete guide, that's what it says as well. 8 young queer heroes investigate. So all 8 of them are queer. So all the queer people got together. They became heroes. And who the fuck wants to read that shit? Aside from, I don't know, maybe it's 1 or 2 weirdos, but see, this is why when I talked about Rippaverse stuff, and this is why I got half the mind to create a hero and outsell these fools and do it better. Because they don't know what it is to be heroic. They don't know what heroism is. They don't know, and they don't understand. They have no idea. I've made this point time and time again, and we even talked about with the Batwoman stuff. When you don't understand heroism, that's what you end up with, Black Batwoman, right? And you end up with, I'm leading with the fact that I'm black, y'all. That's everything. Black female, I'm lesbian, all that. That's what they say, right? They have to lead with that because they don't know heroism. They think that being queer is what makes you a hero. Oh, man, they think queer is what makes you a hero. Unbelievable. But it's not what makes you a hero. It doesn't make you a hero at all. I've always said that there's a reason why some of these white straight characters have stuck around. And it's not because they're white and straight. It's not even because some of them are created in the 40s, because not all of them were. You see, when you're straight and white, what happens is the artists, or the writers, they have no social ill to fall back on, right? At Justice League white doesn't sound good, right? Doesn't make sense, right? You wouldn't ever do that, right? You wouldn't. Justice League white. And Justice League Dark isn't a bunch of black people that just, it is Justice League Dark, but it's not just a bunch of black characters in the Justice League, right? That would be so stupid. But they got half the mind to actually do some shit like that. They already are recasting Constantine to be a BIPOC or whatever they say. But the reason why those characters have stuck around is because there's no social ill to fall back on. And it forces the artist and the writer to have to be at their utmost creativity. See, unfortunately, when it comes to these more minority characters, that's not what they lead with. They lead with the fact, as they're literally saying right now, which is what I've been saying for a long time, they lead with the fact that what, in this case, is the sexuality. They lead with the fact that they're queer. That's what they want. Justice League queer. Doesn't get more on the nose than that. They're leading with their sexuality. That again doesn't make sense. Justice League straight. Does that sound 8 straight heroes? What let me go find 8 straight young heroes, investigators. That sounds stupid, right? But that's the route that they go, and then they wonder why the characters don't take off the ground, or why people like myself make videos making fun of their dumb ass. Because you have no idea what you're doing and you're creatively bankrupt. You see, these characters, be it black, white, straight, male, female, whatever. These characters have stuff about them and stories about them that have allowed us to relate, allowed them to become likable. So we watch that, or we read that, and it's like, okay, I can become a fan of Wonder Woman. I'm not a white woman. I can become my favorite character, Batman. A fan of Batman. I'm not rich. I ain't white. But there's things about these characters that we can all relate to because they do stuff that's heroic. And that's what generally they lead with. Right? When you have to say Justice League queer, you are limiting people, again, you're doing it yourself, not me, to the sexuality. And you wonder why they don't get off the ground. It's as simple as that. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.